Hi, just me, Kyia. Okay, let's continue on. So, like I was saying, it's only a few hours. Oh, is that lighting? Okay. As I make some money, as things get better, the lighting and the anywho. So, okay. So I get off work and I go to the apartment, and he ain't thinking no more. I ain't allowing him to think no more. I'm going, okay, let's go. So I was like, I don't know what you were thinking, but, we just got to get out of this. And it was that pathetic. It's just like, man. Okay, so at this point, we're let's say it's a couple of days and we ain't got the money, and time goes on. I'm still going to work. And then so one day I show up at work. Hi, Miss Williams. Can we talk to you? Absolutely. So I go in there, and we have been trying to figure out a couple of things, and there's a discrepancy in the accountants of our books, and we have discovered your handwriting is the exact same as Christina's handwriting. Christina is KW and Kyia William is KW, and we could not distinguish the difference. So, we already talked to Christina, and we have established that it is not her. But however you can see, both is KW, and as you guys write the exact same way, we have already eliminated her. White, beautiful, blonde hair. Yeah, we both cute. I'm beautiful for black, but she damn sure beautiful for white. Okay, they already eliminated her like 2 days ago, so now, okay, so we have established that. Do you know what has happened to this money? Is that my handwriting? Oh, you said she wasn't working that day. Was I working that day? Yeah, my initials is KW. You would not write out your name. You would only write your initial. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, KW. Oh, yes, it looked just alike. So it turned out she came in to work that day. We both was working that same day. Whereas she didn't remember. I didn't remember, by the grace of God. I mean, that was really just me being silly, but and it wasn't me being silly. It's just like I always like, okay, well, huh? Until I always just okay. And I wasn't lying, but I'm gonna tell the truth if you ask me something directly. And it just kind of, I denied it, she denied, and we were both working that same day, and we only wrote our initial, and our initial was so much alike. KW, KW. She was Christine. I was Kyia Williams. I don't even know what her last name was. I don't remember, but it was KW, and our writing was so much alike. And just for me doing that, So they said, so after I denied it, and then a couple of days go by again, and then so they call me in. Well, we have decided, we truly believe that we cannot rule you out. So Christina will continue to have her job, but we will be asking you. Oh yeah, I resigned. yeah, I resigned. No problem. Any charges? Okay, yeah. Where I signed. We done. Okay. Do I get to keep my apartment or do I have to move? No, long as you maintain your. Okay. Amen. I promise you. Amen. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. So that happened, and then, okay, I'm just mapping it out. Okay, so then he's still working at Las Vegas Hilton, and so okay, I'm getting my hustle on. You know, it's like I don't want him to think no more. So let's stop him from thinking. Let me think. Okay, I got to take over. Time to take over. Okay, let me think. Oh, when I was in high school at Canoga Park High School, I took a course, a CNA course. In my senior year, that was kind of, you could take banking or nursing or whatever. I took both. I took banking and I took the CNA course. So I had this certificate to where I'm a certified, well, they call them an NA then, but I had the certificate because I had the training. So I'm a good talker. So I'm like, I'm confident in me. So, okay, I need to make some money. We still got to pay these bills. And I don't want him to think no more, but he's still thinking. So I got to think on my own and let him think that he's thinking. So I find and start researching and find like a CNA, we were calling it NA type of place, and went there and talked my way into it and made it seem like I've been working in it. Yep, NA, yes, okay, I sure can. Oh, yeah, I do. Yep, I remember that. I learned that in school, and I was doing that in LA before we moved here. Yes, I remember. Yeah. And then you guys have just trained me the way you do it here, right? Okay, yep. Okay, yeah, thank you. Oh, I got the job. Amen. Thank you. I went to the school, but I ain't never did it in my life. I got the training from high school. Okay, but amen. They got to show me what they want me to do, right? Okay, show me. I'll do it. See one, teach one. So, okay, so I got to recap a little bit because this is leading up into something. Okay, so I got the job as being an NA, and then he's still working at Las Vegas Hilton. Why do I think he's not? But I can't remember what happened there. But let's go, like, he's still working there, but I don't want him thinking no more. So I'm getting this job because our rent is still just $5 something. Okay, we hustlers, we gonna make the money. And then so I got this job, and then and we're there. Okay, here we go. Maybe the next night. I mean, really, like maybe the next night. Knock, knock, knock. There's a knock at our apartment door. And we're not like socializer like that, but we know maybe we know like two couples there, but nothing unexpectedly. Knock, knock. So I'm cooking. Let's say I'm cooking. I don't remember what I'm doing. So Kenny answers the door, and it's a tall, black, nice looking kind of, thick but not fat. Nice looking man. Is Kyia here? I hear a man. Is Kyia here? And I wish you could see her apartment, but I'm looking around like, what? And then I go to the door, and as I'm heading there, Kenny go, yeah. Who are you? He was like, oh no, I met her in the office, and does she live here or whatever, something? And then I'm like, yeah, hey, what's up? Kenny walks away, but right around the kitchen, literally, I can see him. You got to see the setup, but I'm looking at old boy at the door. I'm like, damn, and I recognize him. Yes, hi. He's like, I saw your truck right here. He saw my truck right here because in the apartment, you got the carports. And he said, I just took a chance. This was your apartment. And I knocked and hi. And I was like, you really just showed up here like that? He's like, yes. He was like, oh, I was like, well, that's my husband. I don't know if we were married at the time, whatever I said. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, well, I just thought, we was feeling each other. Whatever he said, however he said it, that's the way it came off to me. And then I'm sure the way it came off to Kenny is, I know since we've been fucking each other. But we wasn't, never had sex, but I'm sure that's what he heard. But I heard, okay. So I was like, no. I was like, yeah, I live here. That's why. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. He said, I just seen the truck. And I'm looking like, okay, I got that. I heard you. So anyway, so he left. And I'm looking like, so he left. And I closed the door. Remember when I told you, this is the last time that there was any physical abuse in this relationship? Let's go. Okay, like I said, I ain't done nothing with this dude, okay, real quick. So before this incident happened with the money, I'm working as a leasing consultant. So his mother and his sister were looking for an apartment to share together. And they came to me, black people, they see me. And then I rented them an apartment, and he was there with them. And I remembered him on the first visit, but I wasn't paying him any attention because it was them that was, yes, hello, this is the apartment, this is 2-bedroom, this is what you get, here's the rec room, and blah, 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 blah. I seen him, but I ain't see him. So we come back, and then I'm going over the application with them, and then so I'm telling them what they need to bring back. So I'm explaining this to them. So what happened next was, and I remember this quite clearly, he was the one that brought back all the information that was needed to rent the apartment, because we didn't need them because we had their signature, their ID. So I remember he came in, and then he kind of like, oh, you're very nice and woo woo, but nothing like, what's your number or nothing like that. So okay, so everything came through, and then so maybe it was 3 days later they're moving in. His mother and sister. And then so I don't know when he saw me go to my truck or what. I don't know when, but that's when sometime in there he saw what truck that we had, because sometimes I was lazy. And I would drive, even though I should have had my big ass walking every time. Most of the time I would drive. Lazy, but that's okay. I was doing other things. Okay, so anyway, 15 minutes. Okay, so in the process, he's seen that. So they got moved in. So this is what happened. So it had to be, leasing consultant. And it's all around that same time I'm working, whenever the next time I'm working, he brings me lunch to the office. And he was a nice look. He actually kind of looked like LL Cool J, but a broke kind of LL Cool J, but still cool because he was just like confident and he was just feeling me and I really didn't notice him at first, and it's like I'm dealing with old boy. I ain't trying to get another old boy. So, but he brought me that lunch, and then, okay, I see you. Hello. H-E-L. Hello. But he didn't ask me. I didn't say anything, but he evidently had noticed the truck. So a day or so later, he figured the milkshake brings all the boys in the yard. My milkshake. I don't know. I guess. So that's what made him show at the door. And no, it wasn't that. So anyway, the last time physical abuse happened. So that's how he ended up at the door. So close the door, come in. So who that? Okay, wait, maybe that's me. Okay, wait. Switch character. Who the fuck was that? Kenny. They rented an apartment. Why the hell he here and how he know about your truck? I'm like, damn, I don't. And at the time, I really didn't know. I could figure it out if I would have thought about it, but right in that moment, I didn't know. And then it was like, and then so I'm really trying to tell him, I'm not trying to tell him in that detail of he brought me lunch and all that, but ain't nothing going on, ain't nothing happening, whoop de whoop de whoop. So yeah, right. And then so it's going up. We already been drinking, of course, because it ain't no waking moment we ain't drinking. So I don't know what level of drinkingness we're on of ETOH, but there is a certain level. So here we go. Okay, so he don't believe me, and I'm telling him, and I'm like, I ain't gotta keep proving shit to you, and I already know, and I'm like, shit, what I do? What you doing? But I really wasn't even thinking that, but my aggression was that way, but I wasn't thinking that. And then so he's like, oh, you gotta be doing something, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you a hoe. And I'm like, who? If I was a hoe, I'd tell you. I ain't gonna be, why am I ain't got a reason to lie. No, I want to, but no. And then, so here we go. He tried to hit me. I see it coming. I ain't that quick and that good, but remember, he ain't a drinker, so he done had a little bit to drink. And remember, before I was thinking like, oh, I don't want to hurt him. Oh, I don't want no accident. This number 3. I'll be damned. You get her accident by the glory of God, I'll take my punishment. I'm trying to hurt you. Girl. So, he coming and accusing me of something that didn't happen. Okay. Before he go, it's like, come on, bam. And I'm coming in there and he don't drink and I'm tussling with him. I don't know where we at. I done lost consciousness. I don't even know what room we in. But I can tell you where we ended up. We ended up in our master bedroom. I don't know where we started, but I knew this time, I had a couple of bruises, but somebody else had bruises too. Not just me. And fought back. And okay, let's go. Hashtag let's go. Okay, so let's stop because at this point, which okay, we're at 20. I failed to have told you guys in the midst of him, trying to drink more, and he has this addictive personality, right? So as we're going on during the course of getting to this point, when we're hanging out, I remember like if you smoke a cigarette, like a menthol cigarette. Because we weren't weed smoker, weed didn't work for really neither one of us, so we never like adapted that vice. So I remember like let's smoke a cigarette and you'll get a little quick buzz and then it'll mellow out your alcohol or blah 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 blah. So in the course of this, okay, then let's bring it up. So I would do it like every once in a while, but it wasn't nothing. But remember, addicted personality, but can't handle alcohol, but he still got an addicted personality. So now we get here, he changed smoking cigarettes. Yeah, and but he didn't really take to weed, like I said, but he could smoke some cigarette. Now he could drink a little bit more. Okay, didn't recognize at the time, but okay, this is an addictive personality, very much so, strong cold in the making right before my eyes. Okay, 21. So in the midst of all of this, he accuses me, the one, of cheating. No, I'm not. No, I have not. And we're fighting. And then at this point, I'm more so the aggressor, yes. And I am in the moment of, this is it. If you don't know it, I know it. This is it. And no, he tried to de-escalate it, but no, hell no. I'll de-escalate it when I'm ready. I got some things to finalize to get under construction here. So remember the white folks that live below us, right? Okay. By the grace of God, we're buzzed, but it's not to that point. But I'm so to the point to where this is it. Even if I was maybe buzzed to that point of buzz specificity, my mindset and my disgust and my anger, like, this will not continue. This is not me. Oh, hell to the nah. Hell no. My mindset took over whatever level this was. Okay, so he a little bit more messed up than me. He's still alive. Oh! Okay. I go to the door. Look out. Las Vegas PD. Okay. So, it's a white lady, and a white gentleman officer. So I opened up the door and they said, we have a complaint. Is everything okay? Yes, everything is okay. And upset. We smell the alcohol, but we're still good. And this is our home. And then they verify everything. And then so we having a tussle. And yes, everything's okay. Then they went and asked Kenny. And then they asked Kenny about who he is. And they had to separate and ask me who I am. And then when they run Kenny's name, they see like LAPD. I guess that falls follows you. No, I don't guess. I know that follows you for the rest of your life. And then they talk to me and everything's okay. Well, your neighbors complain. Okay, let's wrap it up and everything's good. Okay. Thank you, officer. Okay, so we're at 25. Thank you, officer. Okay, so, and I'm gonna squeeze this in. I got 5 more minutes. Okay, so that episode happened. So remember, okay, I got the job. I'm a CNA. Remember, I gotta make some money. But this is how I had to say this to let you know that's how old boy ended up knocking at the door that came to. When that happened, I was working as a CNA. Remember, I got the job as a CNA, and then that had happened right at kind of the same time. But that's how old boy came into the picture. He met me when I was working as a leasing consultant. So, working as a CNA, and that happened. And remember, police come and blah 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 blah. So my wounds don't show up until later, the next day. So then I'm still like hot from it. I'm like, I'm tired of this. I'm like, he must be doing something. Why and then I'm feeling bad because it's like, yeah, I'm tired of this. And I forgot to mention real quick, there was this white guy. It was an older white guy. Okay, real quick, it was an older white guy. And he was there. He was going through a divorce. And so he came there to rent an apartment. And then he was like a Richard Gere, Pretty Woman, Richard Gere, and he was just heartbroken, and he had been married all these years, and then at this point I'm like 21, 22, and he looking good, and you could tell he got money. He just like bam, and he came there to rent an apartment. He just wanted a 1 bedroom, and then so as he came there to rent the apartment, I was the consultant that was showing him the apartment, and then he started sharing with me like what he going through with his divorce, and he's so sad, right? And then he looking good. He Richard Gere, I promise you. And then so he flashing his money, and then so I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah, well, here's the apartment, and okay. He looks so, and I ain't never been attracted to white guys. I'm not attracted to white guys. And I wanted to be at that time attracted to white guys, but okay, let me finish the story. So I wanted to be attracted to a white guy so bad. So I'm like, okay. So I rented him an apartment. He got it on the spot because he got the money, credentials, and everything. Okay. So as this goes on, he moved in like that night, and like by the time I got off work, and so hi, thanks for renting me the apartment, and I appreciate it. And how you feel about wine? Are you with anyone? Wine? I ain't never had wine in my life. Oh, okay. And yeah, so you know where I'm at, and kind of like, okay. So by the time I got off work after this happened, I'm pissed off at him anyway and drinking, okay, but I ain't drinking no wine. So then I know what apartment he's in, and then I'm pissed at Kenny, and we're fighting whatever. I don't remember about what. So over the white guy's house, I wanted to so bad. So I get there, and he's like, wow, I'm so glad you showed up. I say yes. And then it was something about, because remember at this point still, I started working as a CNA. Both these guys I rented to them, but now I'm not working there, but I'm working as CNA. He's like, oh, you were telling me, I guess we had talked a couple of times. Oh, you were telling me you're working as, becoming a nurse as a CNA. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm a diabetic. And I'm thinking, well, I ain't that far along. All I can do is wipe up your poop or change or walk you or diabetic shot. Oh, no, I'm not that far yet. I'm like, And then he's like, I said, no, you going to do it. I said, show me. How is that? so he does it. Okay, it's 30 minutes. I'm going to finish it. So he does it. And then at this time, I've never cheated on Kenny, never. Not since we established we're together, never. And I wanted to so bad this evening. And then so he did that. And then he gives me, I didn't know about red wine, never had wine before, but gave me this huge glass and just a little bit of red wine. Looking back now, he served it like a nigga with some money. It was a big, I didn't understand why the big glass, but he gave me the red wine. And then he had a big glass too, but he did brandy, brown wine. He did brandy. And then he whatever, and I'm flossing, whatever. And then so I drank a little bit. That'll mix with the tequila I just been drinking. And no, my stomach don't. Ooh, no, okay, thank you. Put it on the side, and he kind of kissed me, and I was like, oh, and then, and then, wait. I was like, I just can't. I said, I'm sorry. I said, you're so handsome, but I'm not attracted to white guys, and you're so white. I said that. And he was so gracious. He was like, I can, whatever. He was very nice about it. I said, I'm sorry. And he said, no problem. And then I left, and I wanted to have sex with a white guy so bad, but I wasn't attracted to him. So at this point, I still have not cheated on Kenny. Okay. So we're at 32 minutes. That's the end of episode 9, right? Okay, so we'll come back. And that is, okay, you guys, I didn't go into as much details about us, but believe me, I messed them up good, and that was the last physical evidence, physical interaction event that we had in our relationship. But that was the conclusion of that episode. And then what's to come next is half the thing will be in Vegas, and then we're moving back to LA quite abruptly. Until next time. Okay, that probably, so 9, we're going to end it on episode 10, because when we go back to LA, we will start season 3. Woo, 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 woo. Encourage, inspire, encourage, and challenge each other. Until next time.